Welcome to a new edition of 2-Year-Olds in Training for the Harness Edge. I'm Harold Howe at Classy Lane Training Center with Dan Lagace. Dan, we've got a bunch of 2-year-olds, but just to begin, just past the 1-year anniversary of when you basically were put out of business with the barn fire here. You lost, how many head?
7.
7 head. So you had a quiet summer, but not so quiet in the fall. You fellows did a complete rebuild. You ended up with 9 2-year-olds, stable of 10, very active at Harrisburg. I think about 7.
Yeah, 7 or 8. I think 7.
Okay, well, let's look at a few of them. Let's start off with Sports Band. This is a sports rider colt from Winback Farm. He had to reach for 50 American at Harrisburg, and he's got a bit of pedigree. He's out of a half sister to Barnett Hanover, who, going back, I guess, 20 years ago, he was quite a pony as a 2-year-old.
Yeah, this colt, he's the one that I wanted after I looked at him over the weekend. And like I said to you earlier, Victor Putty had a colt, a Cam's Card Shark colt that I watched qualify, and he looked like he had some speed, and I just kind of liked him. So when I seen this colt, and this colt's a good-looking colt, so I thought I'd pony up.
The bulk of your 2-year-olds are Ontario sired, but you do have a few outside this jurisdiction.
Yeah, most of them are. We have a homebred that's at a Better's Delight, and then we bought an Art Major and Sun Beach Somewhere.
Right. The next one we're going to look at is Gymtastic, and that's one of the American bred, an Art Major. 30,000 in Harrisburg. The breeder was Ray Campari of New Jersey, and this is the first foal from a $200,000 winning half-sister to Badlands Hanover, so this is some pedigree there.
Yeah, I really like this colt. He's a little goofy at times. He wants to throw some kicks at you sometimes, but he when he gets into the mile, he can really feels like he can go. And for the breeding and the price and the horse I thought it was a pretty good buy.
Let's swing over some fillies. Hypnotic Play. This is a shadow play from Winback, 57,000 at Harrisburg. Now this girl, she sold for twice as much as any of the previous foals did. Was it just a case of a pretty face turning your head?
Yeah, I liked her. I really didn't love her at the sale, but I liked her. And but when it was coming to the selections and stuff like that, she had a good sister that Nick Lucci raced, and she you know, when she gives you that, when you look at one and you just kind of like her, and so you want her. And the price wise, well, people just made me pay that much.
Right. And trading with her was twice as spicy. This is a sports rider filly. Ed Miller of Illinois bred her. Not a deep pedigree, but you got her for 25 at Harrisburg.
Yeah, she's a nice, big, beautiful filly. She's kind of a young horse with an old soul. Like, she just does everything right. She's got a great gait on her and stuff, and I give 25 for her. She's out of a Liz Mara mare, but the second dam family, there's nothing special in there, but there's a couple that made 250, and the one horse has 90 wins, the other one has 50, so it's a solid racehorse family. So if they can just pass on the winning, it'll be all right.
Okay, we have, back to the colt, we have Burning Midnight. This is a Mach 3 from Winback again. And again, there's pedigree here because the mother is a half-sister to All Bets Off, who only made $2 million. She hasn't been a strong producer, but you got this fella for 25 at Harrisburg.
Yeah, he kind of fit the category where the price was good for the horse I was getting, sort of thing, for the Ontario side. I like to gamble on some, and he's not a real big horse, but he's starting to fill out, and he's got a pretty good stride for a small horse. But he's a handful, but he really wants to do it. Like, he'll start with just about anybody right now.
And then we have Family Sports, a sports rider from Winback Farm, 50,000 out of Harrisburg, by far the most expensive foal out of the dam, and he's giving you a little grief, and you had to do colic surgery with him.
Yeah, the day we went to Mexico, December 17th, and as I was getting on the plane, I got a phone call saying my horse is colicking. So we tried to do whatever we could here, but it was starting to get etchy, and I wasn't here, so I sent them in, and about 3 days later they did the surgery. But he's had we started him back on the 1st of February, and he seemed to really come out of it. I was happy when I got home and seen him, because a lot of those horses with colic surgery, they come back depressed and lost a lot of weight and stuff. So when you can't really feed them lots because they're trying to heal. So but he come back with real good weight and a real good eye on him, and so we were happy about that. And he's rebounded real good. Like, I've just been going halves with him in 20 and stuff, but he feels like he'll go as much as I want to him.
We've had kind of a bizarre winter here, specifically February, and we've been a little slow on getting some of these videos because just the tracks went all to hell. What, if any, difference does that make to you in trying to bring these animals down?
The thing is, when we buy them, we get lots and lots of time to get them here. So when, first week of January, if the track's bad, you're like, oh, it don't matter, we got lots of time. And then you get 2 weeks in the mid-January, end of January, and then you're like, oh man, I'm going too fast. So, when the tracks get good and the weather gets good, and you get a consistency, as long as you got miles on, the time is there or it isn't.
Yes. Well, Dan, thanks for showing us what you have, and good luck in the weeks ahead.
Thank you very much.
Harold Howe with Dan Lagace, 2-year-olds in training.